Hello, fellow players of Hero Wars. I'm Jay. Welcome to Jay vs. Hero Wars. Today, I will be talking about my 5 tips for brand new players to Hero Wars. And this is talking about specifically the Facebook version of the game, but I hope it helps you guys out. And without further ado, let's take a look. Alright guys, so my first tip for new players is to always collect free rewards. Now, this might seem intuitive, but I know in the beginning sometimes you just don't know where to look. So here I hope to help you guys out. So the first place to look, right, is on Facebook actually. So I'm on a Google search, right? So Facebook Hero Wars, and I go ahead and click enter. It's the first thing that pops up, right? First search result, click on it. And from here, right, if we scroll down, we will see that Hero Wars has a bunch of different posts. Here, this first post is not a reward, sadly, but if you go down, right, for example, this free caskets is one that's available daily. Another one that will be occasionally offered is the Boxy gift. Boxy gifts usually give really good rewards. That's all about the Hero Wars YouTube channel getting subscribers. And occasionally there'll be different puzzles where you can click and simply collect rewards. So let's say we haven't collected free caskets. So what we would do is we would click on this image and it will open up a new tab and basically give us the reward. So it's going to take us straight into the game here. And from there, once it loads, I already claimed this gift, so I won't get it. But if you haven't gotten this gift, right, it will show up in your mail. So after the ad pops up, you close that, and it shows up in your mail. So if you click mail, you should have a present here dictating that you actually got the reward. Here, I'm not going to get it because I already got it for today. But basically, if you haven't gotten the reward yet and you click on the image, you should get it. See here, it says click the image. Granted, sometimes there are little like links, right? This just takes you to their YouTube channel, but if you just click on the picture, a lot of the time you will get the reward. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about the daily free gifts that Hero Wars has to offer on their Facebook page. Additionally, there are often hidden quests or hidden, gems, if you will, hidden missions, all the same thing that occur occasionally when we get different types of events. I know we just had a summer festival one. There is also one hidden in campaign if you haven't done it before. I am going to try to get over there. So in chapter 9, there is a hidden quest. If your lighthouse is not lit up, then you have an opportunity to do it. I do have a video on this, so I will post it in the description, as well as maybe potentially just have a quick little image for you guys to click on if you so decide. But basically, there are occasionally hidden gems or hidden quests. So that's mainly what we're talking about. We're talking about free rewards. I do not consider these daily quests to be free rewards. Granted, some people may, but I do not include them as free gifts. So for new players, that is my first tip when you are new to Hero Wars, is to get those free rewards. My second tip for new players is to focus on a core group of heroes. About 5 to 8, if I'm being honest, because you just have a limited number of resources. For example, so if we look at Arena, right? Arena uses 5 heroes. Grand Arena, on the other hand, uses 15 heroes. But 15 heroes is a lot of heroes to upgrade, especially when you are early in game. So when you are a new player, you really want to focus on a core of 5 to 8 heroes. So here on this account, you can see that I've mainly focused on these 8 heroes. I do have a couple other heroes that are item-wise in a very similar situation, but for the most part, you can see I focused on Kark, which is red +1 right now hero. On this account, that's just, Kark was the main hero that I wanted to focus a team around. So that's what I did on this account. Now, some of you guys might be wondering why I centered my team around Kark. I'm not going to get into that in this video. I mean, he's a really solid hero, and you can tell based off of my, tier list that I created for the Facebook heroes. The only thing that isn't updated in that tier list is going to be Dante because he was recently upgraded. I will include that video in the description below. But essentially, right, I want you guys to focus on 5 to 8 heroes because it will allow you to basically have enough resources to focus on your main team. You don't want to spread yourself too thin in the hero department. My third tip is really straightforward. It is simply complete the tower daily. So the tower is right here on your right hand side. I believe it unlocks when you hit level 40. So as soon as you have the option to basically get into it, you want to try to complete the tower every single day. As you can see here, you can get a lot of gold over time by continuing to do it daily, as well as tower coins and items that you may need basically to enhance your heroes, basically upgrade their items, right? So that is something that I recommend you do daily. And that takes me straight into tip number 4. If you are not completing the tower daily, stop collecting experience from daily quests. So completing the tower is very important, as we discussed in tip number 3. But in tip number 4, if you're not able to complete the tower daily, that's a problem because that's one of the biggest gold revenues for starting players or newer players to basically be able to upgrade, heroes, skills, and even titans, right? So that is a major problem. One reason that may be the case is because the tower is directly linked to your player account level. So here you can see my player account level is level 130. That's the max level for now. Tower, right, is directly linked. So they're expecting you to have heroes that are level 130 with skills that are level 130 to defeat the tower, right? The tower is supposed to be beatable for your player level. So if your player level, let's say like 90, right, and your heroes are level 40, right, but all of them are level 40, you're not going to be able to complete the tower. And that's a major problem. You're losing out on gold and basically other resources. So here's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about experience, right? If you look at these daily quests, right, you'll see that, for using an experience potion or EXP potion, you gain gold and experience. But here are the real killers, right? You have complete 3 heroic missions, and all you get is experience. By completing this daily quest and collecting it, essentially all you're doing is elevating your player level. If you're beating the tower, then that's not an issue. But if you're not beating the tower and you're struggling, right, with your heroes in terms of keeping them at a decent enough level where you can beat the tower daily, that's where you have an issue. And that's where you should stop collecting, these experience points just until you get to a point where you're comfortable enough you can beat the tower daily again. Just because, again, the tower is just such a valuable resource to newer players. If you're already really deep in the hole, right? Let's say you're level 100, 110, and your heroes are still level 60. At that point, you might as well continue to farm and get all the way to level 130 so that you get the auto clear option. But for most of you, I highly recommend doing the tower daily. So my 5th tip is to join an active guild. With that, I of course mean that you're going to participate and communicate, right? Participating just means simply, playing daily and getting your guild activities done, including enchanting a glyph daily, right? That's just part of being a good guildmate. I have a video on that as well. But the other thing that we're going to talk about is communication. You got to make sure you communicate with your fellow players. Not only will it allow for a tighter bond between you and your guildmates, but it would allow for An optimal playing experience. When you first hit level 30, you have the option of joining a guild. Now, joining a guild at that point is usually pretty simple. All you need to do is typically click in this bottom left hand corner. You won't have a flag because I already joined a guild. That's why you see the flag. But if you click on guild, it will simply take you to an option where you can join a guild. Once you are in a guild, you can simply click guild like I did there. And a good indicator to see whether a guild is active or not is to click on rewards. By clicking on rewards, you will see there are different levels to earning different rewards, right? So if your guild hits these different guild point numbers, you get various rewards. So here you can tell that this guild is very active, just based off of the preliminary look. Another way to look at it is by clicking stats and presence. By looking at guild activity, you can basically see, whether a guild is active or not. It's pretty easy. If you see a bunch of zeros, right, in terms of just like a zero, then your guild is most likely not that active, especially if they are in the higher totals, right? Because usually it goes by highest total to the lowest total. So you can see that basically on a day-to-day basis, right, this guild looks pretty active. Granted, if it's a new guild, right, or players are new, they might start off with zeros. Another indicator to look out for is the presence. By clicking on the presence, you can essentially tell who's getting what, right? We can see that there are 32 guild presents available. A telltale sign of a bad guild is one that essentially has all the presents go to the guild master, right? When you get to these higher levels, it's a little bit different. Usually there's more focus on Titans for certain players. But essentially what we're talking about is if you're a new player and you see presents all going to the guild master, that would be a concern. So overall, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about activity. When we're talking about communication, I do think that the guild chat is not a bad feature, but it's not an optimal feature because messages after they get to a certain point, they do end up filtering out. So I do recommend either using Facebook Messenger or Discord, which is also like a free separate application. Or if you're on your computer, you could just open up a new tab and chat away there. But that's what we're looking at when we're looking at the 5 basic tips that I have for new players. I hope that you found this video helpful. I will definitely put some other helpful video links in the description, so check those out. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I look forward to you all enjoying Dominion as much as I have.